Morning, ma. So in yesterday class, we have discussed some different types of problems based on Euler's equations, and they depend upon different types of effective lengths for different types of conditions we have seen. So today we will discuss Rankine's formula. We will discuss. So this Rankine's theory, Rankine's earth pressure we have discussed in unit 4. So now on columns, different types of end condition columns, how the Rankine's formula is going to get. So basically, in the previous Euler's formula, we have studied about that Euler's formula gives correct exact results. We have studied for very long columns. We are going to study in the previous derivations. So now, but what happens? But when the short and intermediate columns are going to come up, what happens for them? That we are going to study with respect to the Rankine's formula. So here some experiments has conducted by Rankines and some experiments performed, and he has derived some empirical formula. So this Rankines made some experiments and he has established some empirical formula to define what are the effects are going to come up for short and intermediate columns with this empirical formula. So thus this empirical formula is given by Rankine itself. So that's why this is known as Rankine's formula. So this Rankine's formula can be applicable for both the short columns and long columns respectively. So this Rankine's formula is denoted by 1 by P is equal to 1 by Pc plus 1 by Pe. So where P is we know P is nothing but crippling load, nothing but bulking effect. Pc, C is nothing but crushing load, nothing but direct load. So if it is of column, if the load is acting in there, so this is of direct effect, direct load into the section we are going, direct load into the area we are going to take up. So this direct load can be defined as sigma C into A. So where sigma C is nothing but ultimate crushing stress. So this ultimate crushing stress into A is nothing but area, that is of Pc. So we know the value of, we know Pe. P is nothing but crippling load. So the crippling load with respect to the effective length can be given by, for any type of columns, the standard formula is pi square Ei by Le square. So this is, we know, depend upon the end conditions we are going to pick up them and we are going to find out the equations. Now we will see how the short columns and long or intermediate columns or long columns are going to differ with respect to the Rankine's formula. So these conditions we have seen at the starting of our unit 3. So for different types of conditions, nothing but at the basic of our slenderness ratio, bulking effect, crushing strength we have studied now. So there we have made some tabular column for short columns, long columns and intermediate columns, how the bulking effect and crushing load are going to differ in these columns. So if you see, based on that we have went with this short columns and long columns. If you go for short columns, there the value of crippling load is neglected. This we have studied in the starting only. Then the formula can be written as 1 by P is equal to 1 by Pc. Here the value of P can be written as Pc itself, nothing but the crippling load can be equalized to the crippling load itself, because here the crippling load is neglected. Similarly for long columns, the crushing is neglected, only the P crippling load is acting here. That's why the one, then this formula, this Rankine's formula can be written as 1 by P is equal to 1 by P. So like this the Rankine's formula is going to pick up for short and long column. So by these conditions, here it has proved that hence the Rankine's formula 1 by P is equal to 1 by Pc 1 by Pe gives an satisfactory results we are going to define. So now with respect to this Rankine formula, now we will find out the value of P. The value of P we are going to find out now. So what is the Rankine's formula? The Rankine's formula is 1 by P is equal to 1 by Pc plus 1 by P. This is of crushing stress, this is of crippling load. So now we will find out the value of P, we will find out here. So to find out the value of P, this equation can be written as 1 by P is equal to Pe plus Pc by Pc into P. So this formula can be written as like this. Then if you are going to make reciprocating on both sides, then P is equal to PC into PE by PE plus PC. So now for this condition what I am going to do, I am going to divide the numerator and denominator by PE only on this side. I am going to divide the numerator and denominator by PE. Then if I am going to divide, then the equation can be written as P is equal to PC PE divided by PE divided by PE divided by PE plus PC divided by PE. Here PE will get cancelled out and here PE will get cancelled out. So then the equation can be written as, this equation can be written as P is equal to PC by 1 plus PC by PE. Like this we can write them. So at the starting of our Rankine's formula we have defined that the crushing stress, nothing but the compressive load PC is equal to direct stress sigma C into A, where the value of PE can be written as pi square effective with respect to effective length pi square EI by LE square. So here the value of I is nothing but moment of inertia. So I can be written as AK square. This we have seen in the previous itself. So now we will substitute these three conditions in this equation. Then we will get P is equal to PC is nothing but sigma C into A by 1 plus sigma C into A divided by pi square EI by LE square. So here the value of I we are going to substitute, that is equal to sigma C into A by 1 plus sigma C into A by pi square E into AK square divided by L square. So here the value of A will get cancelled out and this equation can be written as sigma C into A by 1 plus sigma C. So if I am going to take this to upside, it can be written as LE square by pi square E into K. So this equation can be written as sigma C into A by 1 plus sigma C by pi square E of LA by K whole square. So here what is the value of LE by K? The value of LE by K is nothing but LE is nothing but K is nothing but relation. So here the value of sigma C pi square A, the value of sigma C pi square E can be written as A. So where A is nothing but Rankine's constant. So here A is nothing but Rankine's constant. So from this finally with respect the Rankine's formula P is equal to sigma C into A by 1 plus A into LE by K whole square. So this is known as Rankine's formula. So with respect to Rankine's formula we have to derive some conditions. So before going to Rankine's formula problematic, so we will discuss some basic values. The values of sigma C, nothing but sigma C is nothing but ultimate crushing strength, ultimate crushing stress, and A is nothing but Rankine's constant. So the standard sigma C and A values we are going to have in the Rankine's formula. So that we will see. For different types of materials we are going to have. So if you see here, we will see now the for the different types of material how it is going to differ. We will see now. We are going to have some materials in Rankine's condition. So if we see the materials, so the materials are, the first one is wrought iron and the second one is cast iron and the third one is mild steel and the last one is timber. So these are the some different types of materials we are going to have. So for this different types of materials, the value of sigma C will be, for wrought iron it is 250. So the units for this is Newton per mm square, and for the cast iron it is of 550, and for mild steel it is 320, and for timber it will come 50 Newton per mm square. Now the Rankine's constant A value for wrought iron is 1 by 9000, and for cast iron is 1 by 1600, and for mild steel is 1 by 7500, and for timber is 1 by 750. So these are the constant values with respect to the Rankine's formula. So in some cases these values are going to give up in the problem itself. If they are not going to give up, you have to memorize this and you have to solve the problem. So these are the standard conditions. So based on this Rankine's formula, P is equal to sigma C into A by 1 plus A of LE by K whole square. So based on this Rankine's formula and this Rankine's material constant values, now we will solve one problem. So now we will solve one problem, that is, so see here, if you see here, so this is one problem. So if you see here, the external and internal diameter of hollow cast iron. So here I given the material as cast iron of column is 5 centimeters and 4 centimeters respectively. If the length of the column is 3 meters, when the both ends are fixed condition. So here the both ends are fixed condition. Determine the crippling load by using Rankine's formula. So determine the crippling load by using Rankine's formula. Here we have to consider this condition, where sigma C is equal to 550 and A is equal to 1 by 6. So here the values of sigma C and A value is given for the cast iron. If they are not going to give up, you have to substitute them, right? So now we will write down the first. So what you have to find out? The value of crippling load we have to find out. So the formula is using Rankine's formula. The formula is P is equal to sigma C into A by 1 plus A of LE by K whole square. So here we know the sigma C value, A value. We have to find out capital A, nothing but area we have to find out, and K value we have to find out, effective length LE we have to find out. So before going to that, first you will write down the given data. What is the given data as given? So here external internal diameter, nothing but capital D and small d. It is of hollow cast iron, hollow material. So external diameter and internal diameter is given. So capital D is given as 5 centimeters, that is equal to 50 mm, and small d is given as 4 centimeters, that is equal to 40 mm, and length of our section is given, nothing but bar, it is of 3 meters, that is equal to 3000 mm. Now from this we will find out the area. So therefore area for this condition A is equal to pi by 4 d square. So here it is of hollow condition, capital D square minus small d square, outer diameter minus inner diameter. If you are going to substitute, then pi by 4 of capital D is of 50 mm, 50 square, and small d is of 40 mm. So if you are going to substitute, then we will get the value as 706.85 mm square we will get. If you are going to convert into centimeters, it will come 7.06 centimeters it will come. So here from the formula the value of A we have find out. Now the value effective length LE we have to find out, and K value we have to find out. To find out the K value, what is the formula? K is equal to root of I by K. So K is nothing but least radius of gyration. Least radius of gyration. This we have studied in previous classes. Least K is equal to root of I by A, where I is nothing but moment of inertia. So here the value of A we have found out. Now we have to find out the moment of inertia. So the moment of inertia for hollow circular section is pi by 64 of d power 4 minus capital D power 4 into small d power 4. We know the values, just substitute them. Pi by 64 of capital D is given as 50 power 4 minus 40 power 4. So if we are going to find out this, we are going to solve this, we will get the value as in centimeters we will get 18.11 centimeter power 4 we will get. So the value of I we have found it here. Now the value of K we can get. So where therefore the least radius of gyration K is equal to root of I by A. The I value is 18.11 divided by, and the A value is 7.06. So from this the least radius of gyration value we will get, K value we will get in centimeters 1.601 centimeters we will get. So the K value we have find out. Now the next thing we have to find out, the LE we have to find out, nothing but effective length we have to find out. So here in the condition he has given both the ends are fixed condition. If the both the conditions are fixed, then what is LE ma? Then the LE can be written as L by 2. So here the value L he has given, that is of 3000 divided by 2. So here it will become 1500 mm it will come, right. Now we know the each and everything. So now directly we are going to substitute them in the equation and we are going to find out the values. So from this let now the value of P is equal to sigma C into A divided by 1 plus A of LE by K whole square. So from this sigma C is equal to 550, that is given in the problem. Area we have find out, area is 7.06 centimeters divided by 1 plus A value is 1 by 1600 of 1500 divided by LE by K value it has came as 1.601. So by substituting that we will get, sorry, here in terms of mm, if you are going to substitute in terms of centimeters, so this is in terms of centimeters now, so it will become 150 centimeters. Then by defining this we will get the required P value. So by solving this, finally the value of P we will get 598 59.87 kilonewtons we will get. So based on Rankine's formula we have to derive this, we have to solve the equations like this. And one other conditions we are going to have. So previously we have seen Rankine's formula we have seen and Euler's formula we have seen. So based on this we are going to have another formula, that is of straight line formula. So we will discuss what is of straight line, we will discuss them. So now next we are going to have straight line formula. So previously we have studied Euler's and Rankine's formulas. So by Euler's and Rankine's formula we have seen that these two formulas will give only approximate results of crippling load only. So this Euler's and Rankine's formula will give approximate results by using of crippling load. So with respect to this crippling load, with some reasons these two conditions are going to give the approximate results. So that reasons are, so the first reason is the pin joints are not practically frictionless, nothing but the joints of our section not practically frictionless. And the second condition is the fixed ends are never perfectly rigid in conditions, it is another condition. And the third one is in Euler's formula the effect of direct compressive stresses, nothing but the direct load has been neglected in the Euler's formula, that is another case. And next one is the material is not isotropic and homogeneous in the Euler's and Rankine's formulas. The material is not isotropic and homogeneous. So due to these four reasons the Euler's and Rankine's formula gives only approximate results with respect to the crippling load. So based on this, on the accounts of these conditions, the some empirical formula has defined. So based on this condition some empirical formula has defined, that is of straight line formula, that is P is equal to sigma C into A minus N of LE by K into A. We know P is nothing but crippling load. Sigma C, we know sigma C is nothing but compressive stress or crushing stress. A is nothing but area and LE by K is nothing but slenderness ratio. N is nothing but, so here N is nothing but constant due to the straight line formula. So here N is nothing but constant due to the straight line formula. So P is nothing but crippling load, sigma C is nothing but crushing load, A is nothing but area, LE by K is nothing but relation to the slenderness ratio, where LE is nothing but effective length, K is nothing but least radius of gyration, and n is nothing but constant due to the straight line formula. So from this formula it can be written as P is equal to, here the common term is A of sigma c minus n of Le by k. So from this it can finally it can be written as P by A is equal to sigma c minus n of Le by k. So here if you are going to plot, so what is a straight line formula is nothing but, so here in this equation if you are going to plot the graph between P and Le by k, if you are going to plot the graph between P and Le by k, this plotted graph will come in a straight line. So that's why this is known as straight line formula, nothing but the relations to crippling load and to the slenderness ratio. If you are going to plot the figure, then these two values will come in a straight way. That's why this equation is known as straight line formula, and finally this is known as straight line formula. So here the value of P by A, here the value of P by A represents to the corresponding load A. So here with corresponding to the load PV it is going to represent. So this is known as straight line formula.